All right there, good people. It's me, good old Morris, and I'm here to share with you some local events jumping off in our fine city of Detroit. I have to admit to most of you, or all of you in the public, of my last video I did, my beautiful Belle Isle Cruise documentary. At this time, I like to say it was I who got it twisted. This year being the first year of every other year that the Detroit Grand Prix took place in the city of Detroit, that it was not held in July. Usually, the Detroit Grand Prix jumps off in the early to the mid part of July. And what they would do after July, they would leave all of their racetrack garbage all over the fountain side of the island well into November, so that for the entire spring and summer in the city of Detroit, we would not be able to enjoy that side of the island at all. This year, being today, June the 2nd, 2013, over here on the east side of Detroit, over here in my hood, the Detroit Grand Prix is jumping off today, this Sunday. They had all kind of preliminary events jumping off Friday, as well as yesterday, Saturday, as we spill into today's final event, the Detroit Grand Prix. But the situation is still the same. They had the nerve, the bodacious audacity, to put all of their racetrack stuff, all those huge bleachers and all those big ass stands, they put it up well into March, 3 months too damn early. Some years they've had it up 6 months prior to the event, to intentionally inconvenience Detroiters from being able to enjoy our island that seemed to have been privatized or turned over to a Suburban regional park authority under the Kilpatrick administration. So here we are today, June the 2nd, 2013, and we have our Detroit Grand Prix. You're looking at Erma Henderson Park, right over here in my east side Detroit community. Beautiful park. It sits right there on the Detroit River, minding its own business, serving everybody's purpose of enjoyment over here on this beautiful Detroit East Side community. But we cannot enjoy our park this fine Sunday because our weak leadership in Detroit, our sellout black elected officials, the blackest embodiment of elected officials anywhere in the damn world, is what you have right here in Detroit, my hometown, right over here at Erma Henderson Park. Erma Henderson was the first black woman to become the president of the Detroit City Council in the early 1970s. And we find ourselves being further mistreated and disrespected due to our silence and our lack of a fight when we see how our parks are being taken over by Suburban Park, regional authorities, over our city parks in Detroit. Right over here at Erma Henderson Park, you see all these cars parked on our grass, on our park, fucking up our grass, leaving all kind of tire trails all through our park. For outsiders to come into the city of Detroit, most of whom do not live in Detroit, but they're able to park their cars all on top of our damn park, all over our grass, fucking our grass up. They have the nerve to put these portable light towers so that all of these outsiders who don't live in Detroit, who are running Detroit and taking over our parks, they're able to park their cars all on top of our damn beautiful park here. right in the city of Detroit, fuck up our grass for the Detroit Grand Prix. They've been given shuttle buses, even our very own city buses are transporting these people up and down Jefferson Avenue, across the Belle Isle Bridge, to post up on the aisle to enjoy the Detroit Grand Prix at our expense. When our city government refuses to turn our lights on, leaving us pitch black in the city of Detroit, no street lights on, but they give these outsiders who come here to enjoy the Belle Isle race, they give them all kind of great coverage for their automobiles, well-lit parking structures, right on top of our goddamn beautiful Erma Henderson Park. Well-lit parking structures so that outsiders who don't live in Detroit can feel safe and self-assured that there is nothing that's going to happen to their rides while they're over at Belle Isle. Well-lit parking structures on top of our damn grass and our beautiful park, and Dave Bean refuses to turn on our street lights, leaving us in the dark, pitch black like a motherfucker in Detroit. Every dime, every nickel, every copper-tone penny that's made out here for these parking fees, Detroit won't see a nickel of it, because every dime goes straight to the Suburban Regional Park Authorities. These authorities, who preside over every city department in the city of Detroit, is sucking the lifeblood out of our Detroit city budget. Detroiters on the outside, who pay for all of these services, outsiders come in and reap all the benefits of all the goods of the city of Detroit. Right over here at Erma Henderson Park, very beautiful park over here in my community of Detroit, that I'm very proud of. You should be angry, Detroit, but everybody know us. They've got our number. They know how religious we are. They know how we raise hell from Monday through Saturday, and we turn into angels on Sunday. We get real holy on Sunday, and then we go back to our old common ass ways. Trust me, there's nothing unique about saying I'm religious, I go to church, I love the Lord, hallelujah, sweet Jesus, and you never fought for your schools. You never fought for the single mothers who were put off of public assistance and bridge card, those very entitlement programs that put roofs over our people's head and clothes, house, and feed thee. You never said nothing when they were taking over our water department, giving away our Detroit-Macomb County water interceptor that brought in $400 million annually for the city of Detroit. Suburbanites are able to take over our damn parks and do whatever they want to do with our parks. But Detroit, tell me this. Would we, the people of Detroit, in a city that's over 90% black, would we be able to go out to Bloomfield Hills? Would we be able to go out to West Bloomfield, Detroit? Because you all seem to think that there's nothing wrong with this. But do you think that that would be a problem if we were to go out to Grosse Pointe? If we were to go out to Beverly Hills, Michigan, Farmington Hills, Michigan, where you have a sizable, overwhelmingly predominant white area, white suburban areas, where you have black folks living out there, but it's predominantly Caucasian in those areas. And before we get to acting crazy, this is not about being prejudiced here. Because black folk in Detroit has been getting screwed over for way too damn long to not want to admit or say the spoken damn truth that this is an attack on black people, particularly us in Detroit. Do you think that we would be able to go over to Bloomfield Hills, where you have many upon many beautiful lakes, where you have many people out there who build their beautiful homes on those lakes, and they love their views of those lakes? How many of us in Detroit have gone out there because we love those lakes so much so that we'll take over your parks and your lakes out here, and we'll drive our cars over your well-manicured parks in Birmingham, Michigan, in Grosse Pointe, Michigan? Would you ever see black people from Detroit out in the suburbs doing what is being done to us in Detroit? These people are destroying our park, and this is a total slap in your face, a total pimp slap in your damn face, a total disrespect to you, Detroit. For people to be able to just drive all on top of Erma Henderson Park when we're not allowed to do this, we never would do this on our park. Outside groups are able to do whatever they want to do on our parks and allow people who want to come over here and to enjoy the Detroit Grand Prix and park their cars all over our motherfucking beautiful green grass over here at lovely Erma Henderson Park. This is a crime, goddamn shame. These people have been provided all kind of shuttle buses. Maybe I should zoom in some here. Yeah, so we all can see just how badly Detroit is being disrespected here. Yeah, you have all these little white shuttle buses out here. This is not for you, Detroit. This is for the people who come in from outside the city, who claim that Belle Isle is the most dangerous place in the world. This is their perception of us. Most people who don't live in Detroit, who have no respect for the people of Detroit, they will swear up and down that Belle Isle is the most dangerous, cutthroat place in the world, because Belle Isle is in a 93% black city, Detroit. In Detroit, there's a whole lot you don't know about living in Detroit, because I would never ever leave Detroit to go live in the suburbs, because I'm the majority in the city of Detroit. The majority rules, and being the majority is where you have the kind of power that so many of you never knew that you had. Why in the world would I leave Detroit to go move to the suburbs so I can be the silent ass minority? But I'm living in Detroit, where blacks are clearly the overwhelming majority. You're looking at over 90% black. And these Negroes that we have since Coleman and Young are afraid of their power and their authority. They gave up their power. Our Detroit City Council and Dave Bean gave up all of their powers. They voted for the consent agreement. This is what our Detroit City Council did. In the blackest damn city in America, more black elected officials, more black every goddamn thing, more black judges, black teachers. We used to be the hub of black doctors and black dentists. We hold more elected and appointed positions of powers anywhere than anywhere in this damn country. What makes Detroit significant is that Detroit is the largest goddamn concentration of black people outside of Africa. That's something to be proud of. To be in such a powerful position and to give up power, to sign and vote for a consent agreement, a financial stability agreement, bring in advisory board people to have more power than you and tell you what to do, to bring in Jones Day, the very law firm who Kevin Orr works for. And it was not just the governor, it was Dave Bean and those Detroit City Council traded within treasonous six who brought in that emergency manager here. And they brought in Jones Day, the very people who support and represent the crooked banks that put Detroit in all of this fake ass long-term bond debt that we're in. We're all kind of illegal, predatory lending practices through ghetto rate increase hikes, where you had the very corrupt banks themselves who got with other shyster lending institution type of groups who toyed and played with those interest rates and put these ridiculous, beyond what ridiculous is, these incredibly ridiculous high interest rates on Detroit, and has us owing some $20 billion when the city of Detroit shouldn't be owing no more than $4 or $5 billion in long-term debt. That's not a whole lot of damn money to pay off. That's long-term debt. And so because of all of this bank trickery and fraudulent activity And the city of Detroit refuses to carry these banks to court and sue their draws off of them the way other cities are suing those banks for putting these illegal predatory type lending practices onto their bonds and have them in deficit. Our city council said nothing. They refuse to give us a real and true forensic audit. So you can really see what all the waste is, where they destroyed and pissed all of your money away in the damn street on their drunken rage after they have had then fucked our money up. And so as a result of all of this high-ass interest rates and all of this crazy bond debt that we find ourselves in the city of Detroit, bond debt 6 and 7 times more than our annual city budget, not to mention our deficit, which is also full of fraud and corruption. Belle Isle and our water department, our zoo, our airport, our pensions, our public lighting, our transportation department, our this, our that, and the other will be sold off and given away as a measure to pay off our bond debt to a balance of zero. How the fuck did you do that? And the very people that we would be paying off all our jewels and all of our precious multi-million and billion-dollar city assets, we would be paying it and giving up to the very people who put us in the damn debt in the first place. You should be very angry, Detroit, and every last one of you should be in front of the damn mayor's mansion every goddamn day. Or you should be out in front of City Hall every day by the hundreds of thousands, Detroit. You should be posted your ass up, Detroit, on the Belle Isle Bridge on both sides, telling Roger Penskee to get his ignorant ass off of your island. You should be in front of City Hall, Detroit every day demanding that Kevin Orr and Jones Day and Millie Canfield ghetto the hell up out of Detroit so that you can have a quality of life that you haven't had in 20 years, Detroit. Detroit, every last one of you ought to be 200,000 people strong in front of City Hall demanding that Janice Winfrey be removed from office for putting all of these crooks in office that you did not vote for. Over here at Erma Henderson Park, these people have no right to be able to pull these cars all on top of our lovely park here. They have provided these people with all kind of portable light poles, and I mean they kick out strong light to make sure that all of these outsiders who do not live in Detroit are able to feel safe, secure, and totally self-assured that there is nothing that's going to happen to their ride while our buses carry them down Jefferson over the bridge to be at the aisle enjoying the Detroit Grand Prix at our motherfucking expense. Song I think a lot about Gerald Levert. He's no longer with us, the son of our favorite, our wonderful, our legendary Eddie Levert of the most magnificent Mighty OJs. I think about Gerald Levert a lot. I sometimes feel he left this world way too soon. And so sometimes I just have to hear Gerald Levert sing this particular one. Really, it is not fair to you, Detroit, for authority groups who do not live in Detroit, but they preside over all of your parks. And they can do whatever they want to do on your parks. Right over here on the east side of Detroit, at Erma Henderson Park, I love this park. I grew up at this park, spent much of my young years at this park, and has many other Detroiters. Dave Being has allowed the folk who don't live in Detroit to be able to just pull their cars all over our goddamn park, drive them all on top of our grass. They're leaving all kind of tire track trails all over our park, fucking up our grass on a lovely park. The very park that they kick you and me off at 10 o'clock, it's hot than a motherfucker outside in the summer. We cannot even enjoy this park that we used to be able to enjoy. 24 hours, Erma Henderson Park. They throw you off for the goddamn park. Doesn't matter how hot it is in the summertime. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees and it's 10 o'clock at night. It doesn't matter. Get off the park. Get off. You got to leave. They refuse to turn our street lights on Jefferson Avenue and many of the other streets over here in this area, leaving us in the dark, pitch black like a motherfucker, throughout the whole city. But over here, where these outsiders are able to come into our park, charge parking fees, and every dime goes to the Suburban Regional Park Authorities for the governor. And people like Dave Bean and those 6 council members who nobody voted for, who wanted to give Belle Isle away. Had it not been for us, our fight at City Council, and we fought hard to save Belle Isle. A handful of people who care enough and who love enough. You don't hear us talking that sweet Jesus talk. I love the Lord, hallelujah. God is good all day, all the time. I'm a good person. I go to church every Sunday. But I raise hell from Monday through Saturday. I turn into an angel on Sunday. That's pretty much what we do. Can be just as common as anybody else. There's nothing unique about these good Christians out here, these so-called good Christians. So you love Jesus so much, Jesus is tired of you. Jesus wants you to fight for the right. And before these parks get taken over completely, they'll just disrespect you like this. The slap of the face of these people being able to just drive their cars all on top of the grass of your lovely parks. But you'll never be able to go out to Grosse Pointe, Black Detroit, and drive your cars all on top of their damn parks. In Birmingham, in Bloomfield Hills, in West Bloomfield, Farmington, Novi, Southfield, Grosse Pointe, Sterling Heights, Hopper Woods. You'll never be able to go out to these places and tear their parks up and fuck up their parks to where everybody outside of Detroit are able to come into Detroit and just fuck up our city. So many people who don't live in Detroit have a negative perception of us. They say that we're dangerous, we tear up our neighborhoods. That's a goddamn lie. The banks are tearing up your neighborhoods. All these abandoned homes that you see throughout the city of Detroit, those banks foreclose on those homes and kick the people out. But they never pay the property taxes on those very homes they foreclosed on. That's how these homes are able to rot in your city and sit there and just deteriorate right before your very eyes, be that very eyesore that nobody likes to see. But you blame it on Black Detroit, when it's not our fault, it's the bank's fault. But it's so easy for so many of our very own black people who will take the very perception that outsiders, people who live outside the city of Detroit, look at us like we're dangerous. They call Belle Isle the most dangerous place in the world. When that's the biggest damn lie in the world. Belle Isle is just about the safest goddamn place in the damn world. Anybody who knows what it is knows that's the damn truth. There's hardly ever anything jumping off out there on the aisle. Downtown Detroit and Belle Isle being just about the safest goddamn places in this whole damn state. Damn what you heard on the media. This is what the hell I'm telling you. I've been living in Detroit all these damn years. I know Detroit history. I'm giving you a nice shot at our lovely, most magnificent Detroit city skyline. Right over here in Detroit, you're looking at Belle Isle. Maybe if I can step out here, son. It's kind of windy out here. You just might not be able to hear me so well. At the moment, I'm sure the camera is picking up all the wind. It's quite windy out here. And this is my little aerial view of the wonderful Detroit, the Detroit International River. Right. This side being the Detroit side, and you've got the Detroit River as it spills into Lake St. Clair, you know, with the Great Lakes state. This being one of the smaller ones, Lake St. Clair, still a very huge lake. Lake Michigan, Lake St. Pierre, those are gigantic lakes, and Lake Erie, which would be south of the Detroit River. And on the other side of the Detroit International River, you're looking at Belle Isle here, and on the other side of that part of the Detroit International River, you're looking at Windsor, Canada. Maybe if I can kind of come over here some, I can give you a better shot of where the Detroit city skyline meets the Detroit Windsor skyline. Yeah, and right over here in my neighborhood is, maybe if I can zoom it in just a little. Yeah, there we go. So we can see our boat marina. Yeah, but these people, they have all kind of buses and shuttle buses for the good people who get treated better than the residents of Detroit. They were able to come in here and just tear up our damn park and tow it the fuck up. All kind of tire trails. And then fucked up our green grass. And this is a lovely, very elegant park that sits on the river. It's a crying damn shame is what it is. Because you would never see no black people from Detroit coming in full force in large numbers and taking over your parks in Bloomfield. It'll never happen, and you know it. You will never see us out in Grosse Pointe taking over their parks and fucking over their parks. It'll never happen, and you know it. So why in the world would we in Detroit allow just the disrespect, just allow people to come in and just fuck over us because our elected officials are afraid of their own power? They do whatever the governor tells them to do. Any kind of interest other than black interest is what goes in Detroit. But Detroit is over 90% black. And that's the way it goes, good people. It's a crime, awful, ugly shame, a real disgrace. We sure as hell we deserve much better than this. For our lovely parks that we pay, all of these property taxes in Detroit, high-ass city taxes, to maintain our parks, because our parks are very beautiful parks. We have great, gigantic, beautiful parks in Detroit. We've got many beautiful mid-sized, large parks in Detroit, and we've got many of these smaller parks throughout the whole city. Some sit right there on the river, some are more inland, and they're our parks. These parks belong to us in Detroit. But under that Kilpatrick administration, there was a whole lot jumping off at that time that many of us missed during the time when our Detroit City Council, I believe it could have been somewhere in 04, 05, when our Detroit City Council privatized our zoo. They gave our zoo away to the Zoological Society, those authority groups who are running our zoo. During that time, they made a package deal, a very quiet deal with Belle Isle, Eastern Market, and our Detroit Historical Museum. They got privatized in a way, or they were either handed over to an authority. They never made it clear about Belle Isle. who's running Belle Isle, be it the Suburban Regional Park Authority. I heard their names thrown out there. I heard the Zoological Society thrown out there, and Roger Penskee. So one of the three, or who else ever, unofficially is actually running Belle Isle and many of our parks in the city of Detroit. And this is why you can be so disrespected, Detroit. This is why the governor can send anybody he wants to Detroit who don't live in Detroit, who don't pay taxes in Detroit, and they'll come in and they will take over your parks. They'll drive their cars on your grass, fuck over your grass, leave tire tracks, and nothing's wrong. But it's clearly wrong. It would clearly be wrong if any one of us had the nerve, had balls enough to go out to the suburbs, to Grosse Pointe, and drive our cars all over their parks and fuck up their goddamn green areas, their green lands on their parks out there in Grosse Pointe, the way they are allowed to do this dope fiend ass move shit on us in Detroit. Now I say it's wrong. You should say it's wrong, Detroit. Rather than just telling me that you're gonna pray on it. Well, prayer need legs, prayer need a nice strong arms, prayer need a strong fist, and prayer needs a voice. A real voice that speaks for the people of Detroit who are clearly being disrespected, to allow these outsiders to roll into our city and park their cars all on our grass, fuck up our grass on our parks that we love so much in Detroit, and we cannot do the same to theirs. A real travesty of justice. And so many of you, I swear, I'm out here trying to so inform the public on what's real. And so many of you, you will swear up and down that I am the crazy one. Just because I see injustice and disrespect to my city and to my people. And just because I'm full and well aware enough to know that this is nothing but an attack, a never-ending onslaught of attacks on black communities everywhere in America. Particularly in Detroit, because most cities have already been disarmed where black folk live. Detroit being a predominant black city, it was always much harder to totally and completely dismantle us. The total dismantle process is going on right now as we speak. So when you think that Detroit is such a bad city because of the people, which so many of you love to say that, especially many of you black people who used to live in Detroit, now you live in the suburbs, your attitude toward black Detroit is the same that of white suburbia who hates black Detroit. And this is not about being prejudiced, this is about being real. Too many Detroiters are feeling the effects of corruption, racism, and double standards. For me to play games with you and act like it ain't real. Because that's your flavor, your fantasy. That's your diggity. That's a diggity I ain't doing, good people. My people are feeling the adverse effects of corruption in Detroit. You will never ever be allowed to go to Grosse Pointe, Detroiters, and carry your black behind out to Birmingham, Michigan, or Bloomfield, and take over their parks and fuck up their grass the way they're fucking over your grass and fucking over your park, Detroit. Only in Detroit, where outsiders can just waltz into Detroit and do whatever the hell they want to damn do, because we don't have no damn leadership. Dave Bing is afraid of the goddamn governor. Dave Bing is afraid of his white political counterpart. He does what they tell him to do. Same thing for Kilpatrick. Same thing for Dennis Archer. And they began a process of privatization of Detroit's precious jewels and assets and dollars. And this mess began as soon as Coleman A. Young left office. We never had this kind of mess going on in Detroit. For 20 years, under the Coleman A. Young administration, we never had this kind of corruption. And we never had this kind of disdain for the people of Detroit. Detroit would never be in this kind of bond debt that is totally illegal, completely full of fraud, with all kind of high interest rates, was intentionally and illegally put on the people of Detroit's bond. And so this would be their excuse to bring in Jones Day Law Firm, Kevin Orr, an emergency manager, the governor's black lapdog, Houday Bean, and our Detroit City Council 6, Santil Jenkins, Gary Brown, Ken Cockrell, Reverend Spineless, Spivey, Councilman Tate. These Negroes, all black, who brought in the whole GOP, who just brought in the whole Republican Party into a 90% black city, into our damn city government to run it. This is having a very devastating effect on us in Detroit. And good people, this shit is real. Now I know a lot of us out here, I know we're thinking about today's Sunday's brunch, after church brunch, or some dinner, or some kind of, all of these things that so many people love to do that you pay most of your attention to. But this Sunday, what you see is completely wrong, is totally wrong, is a complete and total disrespect to our park, Erma Henderson Park. These people were supposed to park the best goddamn way they can, just like anybody else. They were supposed to be parked alongside these Jefferson Avenue streets. They know that the overwhelming majority of these people parked over here in this parking lot don't live in Detroit. And they're giving them all the security and all the accommodations that they never give the people who live here and who pay the taxes here. This is a crime motherfucking shame, Detroit, and you ought to be pissed to your highest level of pissivity, Detroit, that you should be pissed, and not just me. The governor knows how religious you are, Detroit. Doesn't matter if you're on drugs or you're not on drugs. You go to church every Sunday. They know how you think. You think you're a good person just because you go to church every Sunday. You're a good person just because you go to church. When I can never see any damn thing unique about you. You're just as common as any damn common person that I see out here every day. You good Christian. You're just as common as any damn common person that I see out here. There's nothing unique about you. When you say you know the Lord. I'm out here fighting for the zoo, fighting for Belle Isle, fighting for our schools, fighting for our water department, fighting for our Cobo Hall convention centers, fighting for our riverfront, fighting for our training programs that's been outsourced to the suburbs, fighting for our health departments that's been privatized out to the suburbs, fighting for our airport, fighting for our pensions, fighting for every damn thing, fighting for our Detroit Institute of Art, fighting for our goddamn schools, over 200 of our schools being closed. They have destroyed our neighborhoods. You close down schools, you close down neighborhoods. So when you talk about how you love the Lord and how I should be like you and know the Lord like you, and I'm fighting like hell, it seems like I am the damn Lord. I'm acting more like the damn Lord. The Lord is tired of you talking that mess. When you don't stand for anything, when you watch your own community crumble due to corruption, that you would never ever fight. But people like me, and you would have the goddamn colossal nerve of monumental proportions to tell someone like me to be like you and know the Lord like you when there's no backbone in your Holy Ghost religious ass talk. I'm out here walking the damn walk and you talking that damn talk. Our parks fell out. They refuse to turn our fountain on when every other major city who has these huge large memorial fountains is what they are. They're supposed to be turned on in April. Ours have been shut down for some 10, 15 goddamn years. And this shit is real. Anybody who's not angry about this, I swear, you simply must not have a pulse. And that would put you, me, or anybody like that in the dead category. And I am not interested in the dead or the goddamn dog. We have a real fight on our hand. Every one of you, Detroit, you should be posted up in front of City Hall every day, demanding the mayor's removal of office, demanding that Kevin Orr, this emergency manager who was force-fed on us, after so many of us got out here on the corners throughout the city of Detroit and throughout the whole state of Michigan, and we took over 250,000 signatures to make sure that this emergency manager would not be sent to any of our cities. The signatures that we collected, over 250,000. We were able to put this measure on the ballot, where we the people voted the emergency manager, Public Act 4. We voted it down in overwhelming numbers, and we defeated this draconian measure. And the governor said, to hell with you, Detroit. I'm gonna, in a lame duck session, create my own damn laws and create Public Act 436. After we defeated Public Act 4, he would create Public Act 436 any motherfucking way and send Kevin Orr, his black lapdog, to the city of Detroit to be our dictator, to be our czar, and seize control of Detroit to get their dirty ass, crooked, corrupted ass hands on all of your damn money and all of your multi-million and billion-dollar Detroit City assets worth billions. And through fraudulent bank activity, they have put us in such a damn bond debt that would be 6 and 7 times more than our annual city budget. And for this, they would make it legitimate, a legitimate reason to give Belle Isle away, our airport, our pension funds, our zoos, our airports, our water department, and have us with egg on our face, looking like a real pie-faced fool with our Bible in our hands, still swearing up and down how much we know the Lord and how God is good all day and all that old crazy damn mess. And the governor would be cracking up laughing all the way to the goddamn bank with all of your children's future and have them in such bad shape that we'll never know that our young people today could be the very young people who could be put in slavery. And this shit is not as far-fetched as it sounds. I know everything is far-fetched to you good Christians who don't fight and who don't stand for nothing, who never go to a city council meeting, who never go to a school board meeting, who never attend protests, but you march on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. You just do the march. You talk the talk, but you act nothing like it. Nobody should ever be able to come in here and do our parks this way. They use our own damn buses to transport these people to the island from our park, where they're just able to just drive all up on our grass, fuck up our grass. Total disrespect to the people of Detroit for the Detroit Grand Prix that's jumping off today. I had to admit earlier that it was I who really got it twisted, y'all, because normally our Detroit Grand Prix, it jumps off in the early part of July to the mid part of July. Ever since we've been having it here, we've been having it here for a long time now. But this year, the first time being that our Detroit Grand Prix was held in June, in early June. And what they normally do, they'll put all of that racetrack garbage all over our island. 4 and 5 months too damn early. When Coleman and Young was our mayor, you only had 1 week to put your shit up, you had 1 week to get your shit out. Just that plain and simple. But the cat's away, good people. So the mice is playing like a motherfucker, and they playing game on me and you, Detroit. Now we're in the month of June. What they normally do is leave all of that stuff out there, all of that racetrack junk out there. They'll leave it out there well into goddamn November so that you will not be able to enjoy the island for the whole motherfucking summer. This is the way they disrespect you, Detroit. And you say nothing about it, Detroit. I swear you have not a word to say. Not a word to say, Detroit. But now, whatever is affecting you is what you argue about, Detroit. It's what you are fuss, hoop and holler and whine about. It's what somebody stole from you. It's what somebody took from you. But what somebody stole and took from us, as a whole, Detroit, you don't have a motherfucking thing to say. And that's so damn selfish. And what I cannot stand in people is selfishness. And don't let people get a bit too self-serving. Because when people get self-serving, oh God, that's when I'm just through with your ass, because you ain't good for nobody or nothing. Because all you can see is what you want, what you need, totally at somebody else's expense. Self-serving people. Over here in Detroit, the outsiders who don't live in Detroit are able to just drive their cars on top of our goddamn grass over here at beautiful Erma Henderson Park and say, to hell with you, Detroit, because you'll never do it out here in the suburbs where I live, where it's predominantly white. Detroit predominantly black. All our parks are just being taken over. And every dime, every nickel, every copper-tone penny that's made out here for the parking, Detroit won't see a copper-tone penny of it, because it'll all go to the Suburban Regional Park Authorities. And when they leave here, they won't fix our grass up. All these tire tracks, all of our green grass, at our lovely park in Detroit, on the water, on the Detroit River, they're gonna act like they've done nothing wrong. But if you carry your black ass out there and try to do what they did to your park, that sits right here on the Detroit River, right on Jefferson Avenue in Burns, over here in my East Side Detroit community. I see where the Suburban Park Regional Authorities, who has been given powers illegally over our parks in the city of Detroit. And they have allowed for outsiders coming to Detroit to go to Belle Isle to watch the Detroit Grand Prix. They have allowed these people to drive all up on our goddamn park, fuck up our grass, leave all kind of trail marks all through our park, and to make the outsiders even more happy, they've put these portable, big strong ass headlights so that everybody from the suburbs and outside the city and outside of the state can have well lit parking lots on our grass in our parks. Have you ever seen anybody from Detroit take their ass out there to Grosse Pointe, or Bloomfield Hills, or West Bloomfield, or Beverly Hills, Michigan, that area, over in there? Have you ever seen anybody in Detroit who's gone out there and taken over those lakes where, you know, so many of these people have placed their beautiful homes on those lakes? Have you ever seen any black people from Detroit going out to these suburbs out there, taking over their goddamn parks, driving our cars all on top of their grass, and to secure our happiness and self-assuredness, bring all kind of portable headlights to make sure that our goddamn cars are well lit and protected in the parking areas on top of their grass, fucking up their park the way they're fucking up ours? You'll never see us doing it out there. They'll throw a lynch mob on our ass out there. But in the city of Detroit, suburbanites can just waltz in Detroit and do whatever the hell they want to do. And you, Detroit, you're not going to say anything. All you're going to say, Detroit, is, I know the Lord, I love the Lord, hallelujah, I love sweet Jesus, I'm religious, I go to church every Sunday, I'm a good person. But when you get disrespected and you get mistreated in your city and your people, are walked over, fucked over, disrespected, misused, mistreated, you good Holy Ghost people who go to church every Sunday and who raise hell and act just as common as anybody else's common ass act, you good church people, you don't have a damn thing. Right over here at Erma Henderson Park. Now for those of us who live in Detroit and who enjoy this park over here, we never drive up on our grass and fuck up our park. But the outsiders can. They provide buses for the suburbanites. And they're giving them bus rides down Jefferson, across the Belle Isle Bridge, to post up on the aisle and enjoy the Detroit Grand Prix. They get to tear up all of your green areas. The way they tore up the green areas that surround our most illustrious, beautiful Belle Isle Scott Fountain, which was the total and true design of the fountain, the green areas. That was never ever supposed to happen. Roger Penskee was never ever supposed to be able to take down all the trees, take down the green grass areas, and then build a big ass cement racetrack zone for their race cars right at our beautiful fountain. That would never happen in Chicago's Buckingham Fountain, in New York's glorious fountain. But anything will happen to you and me in Detroit, to you and me here in Detroit. Because the first thing you're gonna do, Detroit, you're gonna ignore it, and you're gonna go back to your sweet Jesus talk, that religious talk that you all talk. And that's just plain repugnant, childlike. When you have children who look up to you to protect everything that there is that they're supposed to have, and everything that there is that they need, they will not be able to depend on us, because we got it twisted too motherfucking bad. These people are not supposed to be waltzing their asses up on our damn park, driving all on our grass, tearing up our grass. This is a lovely park. They were supposed to park their cars the best way they can, the same way everybody else has to do. Do you think that Detroiters would be able to drive all up on the grass of all of these parks out here in Grosse Pointe, and out here in Bloomfield and West Bloomfield, Beverly Hills, Farmington, Franklin? Do you think we would ever be able to do this in any of those suburbs out there? The answer is a resounding hell goddamn no. And all of you know it. These are things that you're supposed to be angry about, Detroit. Because they'll take your ass over easily anytime we will allow for this to happen. to allow outsiders to come into our city, a supposedly cash-strapped city, when so many of you people out here, you think the only bad people are the black people of Detroit. You say we're so violent, we're so unruly. Outsiders look at Belle Isle like it's a dangerous place because 90% of the people out there, 95% of the people out there are black. That's what makes it dangerous. And this is the way outsiders, suburbanites, feel about you and me in Detroit. With no respect whatsoever. And with that kind of disrespect, they don't have to respect you. They can do just what they're doing right now. Driving all over Erma Henderson Park. All over the grass and fucking it up. They refuse to turn our street lights on and have us in the dark. It's pitch black in the city of Detroit on our main streets. But they would take our park and make it well lit for the outsiders to come in here and fuck up our grass at our Erma Henderson Park to make them feel safe and self-assured. And to hell with what you need in Detroit. They would leave you in the dark, pitch black like a motherfucker in the city of Detroit. And this shit is real, good people. Every dime, every nickel, every copper-tone penny that is made at this park, for this parking, Detroit won't see a damn copper-tone penny of it. It goes to the Suburban and Regional Park Authorities. Right in Detroit, in our city parks. So many of you, you say you're blessed and highly favored? What do you just mean, you and your family? You don't think this affects you? This is what happened before you get taken totally over. It's when they do these kind of disrespectful little acts here of just driving all over your goddamn grasslands on your park before they take it over completely. And so if I hear another person out here in the world who say the problem with Detroit are the people of Detroit, we don't take care of our property. When it is the banks who foreclosed on these homes that you see vacant in Detroit, you blame it on the people of Detroit. We are terrible at maintaining good neighborhoods. That's a motherfucking lie, good people. You blame what you see. What's easy for you to blame. That's when you people become these tough love people. You want to give your people tough love. You say it's your fault, it's our fault, and we need to get it together. In some cases, that's true. But in this case, that's a goddamn lie. It's the bank's fault. They foreclosed on the home. All these abandoned homes throughout the city of Detroit and everywhere. And they refuse to pay the taxes on those properties. You take over the house and you refuse to pay the taxes. So our city refuses to collect those taxes for these abandoned homes, and they make us, the people of Detroit, who's struggling and trying our best to make it, as it is right now. And so we're being the ones charged. And every dime that we pay in our high-ass property taxes in Detroit, every dime that we pay is being robbed and stripped away from us through the governor, through Dave Bing, and through your Detroit City Council. And for every dime that the banks refuse to pay on these properties that they foreclosed on, the more they're going to charge you and me, Detroit. So this shit is not your damn fault the way so many of you think. Every dime that's made right over here at Erma Henderson Park, my park, the city of Detroit won't see a goddamn nickel of it. And what about over at Belle Isle, the Detroit Grand Prix? In a so-called cash-strapped city, and they claim that they cannot maintain Belle Isle with all of this goddamn money that's being made All of this money is being made for this international auto race, the Detroit Grand Prix. You mean to tell me Belle Isle ain't made 2 nickels off of this? To maintain the lights, to maintain the island, and all the other events that will be coming to Belle Isle? All of these series of concerts coming to Belle Isle this summer? You mean to tell me that Belle Isle, excuse me good people, that Belle Isle cannot be a self-sustaining island entity of Detroit? You goddamn right it can. Every dime of that money that's being made out there at Belle Isle that belongs to you and me, Detroit, is going to the suburbs, Detroit, to the suburban regional authorities, to Rick Schneider. Dave Bing, he'll get a cut. Our corrupted black elected officials, our black city council, 100% black Detroit City Council, for the past I don't know how long, definitely the past 20 years, they have been giving Detroit away. And everybody outside of Detroit has been the great benefactors of all the goods of Detroit. And you and me, who own this city, you just as well believe that you've been shut out of your own damn city government. And for the good outsiders, they are being provided buses, and they look like our buses, our city buses, to take these people over to Belle Isle to enjoy the Detroit Grand Prix. And when it gets dark, they will make sure that these wonderful outsiders, that their cars are well lit so that they can feel safe and secure, that nothing is gonna happen till they ride. And they'll treat you and me like a goddamn dog in Detroit. And that's a crying damn shame, because that's you and me, Detroit, who allowed this to happen. That's you and me. Outsiders are able to come here for the Detroit Grand Prix out at Belle Isle. They're able to just pull their cars, their trucks, and just drive all on top of our motherfucking beautiful Erma Henderson Park on the river. Now, if you don't have anything to say about this Detroit, well, that's where the hell I come in. Maybe I just take life just a bit more seriously than what you do. To not be angry about being slapped in your damn face, pimp slapped, mistreated, disrespected. To not be upset makes one very childlike and all too immature and all too irresponsible to understand. Because you live here in Detroit, your children live here in Detroit, and what Detroit means to black people is something that I'm going to have to do another video to yet explain to you the importance of being black in this country and how significant Detroit is.